Yo to the gambling gang, man. Welcome in. Today is January the 13th, 2023. It's your boy Chris, and this is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA show live on Twitter, live on YouTube. Coming off a pretty bad day. We're gonna jump right into it. Ain't dodging no smoke when it comes to the bad days. 0-3 day for me. Hope you guys were more successful than I was yesterday. I lost on the 76ers first quarter. I'm sorry, first half minus the 5.5. They get thumped by the Oklahoma City Thunder. Not only do they lose the first quarter and the first half, they lose the full game. 10-point favorites lose the game by 19. So I thought I read the game right. I thought the Philadelphia 76ers would kind of keep it going at home. Thought that the Thunder would cover the full game, but didn't want to bet it. Also thought that the 76ers would come out with something, and they did. They did not. Embiid looked flustered early in that one, early foul trouble. And yeah, it was one of them days, like my guy Markel said, man. It's one of them days for sure. One of them weird days. So loss on the first half was my favorite play of the day. Also talked about liking the Lakers a lot. Lakers are so up and down, man. Will not be betting on that team, and extremely frustrating to a frustrated team to bet on. I saw it in the first 2 minutes of the game. I said, yeah, this bet not gonna hit. So first half didn't fail to cash. I took him plus 1.5, and then I was also on Thomas Bryant, and it looked like the whole world was. I try to avoid those bets. When everybody is on something, it typically goes the other way. So I try to be original, and I guess I just been coming up with what everybody else that came up with. And we saw Thomas Bryant go fourth quarter and 2 overtimes without being able to get 10 rebounds, sitting at 9 the whole entire time. So really bad beat there. But that's the way gambling goes, man. It's why you keep your unit size appropriately. It's why you never get too high, you never get too low. You just got to keep going, keep grinding when it comes to sports betting, because you definitely gonna have those bad days. So definitely looking to get back on track today, man. Hopefully the ball bounce our way, because yesterday we had a few bad breaks. So hit the like button for me as you guys come in. Appreciate you guys for being here as always. If you guys got plays, I'm definitely gonna get to a point in the show where anybody else who got something they want to share, can come up and share their plays as well. Just want to pull up the odds screen real quick, so I got everything right in front of me. I think I'm pretty up to date on the injuries, and we're gonna go ahead and get into it. So first game up, and I'm not breaking all these games down either. I'm trying to make the shows a tad bit shorter. Just give you guys what I got if I got to play in the game. First game up, Atlanta and Indiana. If you guys aren't, there's a for the people who don't know, there's a morning show that I do. I do this 7 a.m. Cashed It with Chris show, sponsored by the Basketball Forever Podcast Network. I talked about this earlier, and I still don't see a line for it. You guys let me know if you see a line. At me, DM me. Still looking for a line. The Atlanta and the Indiana game, I want Andrew Nembhard. I want his PRA, or I want his assist line, or just his points. I think Nembhard has a big game today. We know Halliburton got hurt in the last game at MSG. I don't trust Atlanta's defense, especially without Clint Capella. They're laying 2.5 points in this game. We're getting injury news right now. Daniel Gafford looked like he's in. Porzingis, I think, was in. Morris is out, I think was what they said. Let me check real quick. Hold on. That's the thing about doing the show. You got to keep up with all the injury news too. So Gafford's in. Monte Morris is ruled out. Porzingis is ruled in, which means that Kuzma is going to be the point guard. So Kuzma assist jumps out to me immediately. Wizards are a pretty good defensive team, but I will be looking at Kuzma assist. I need to make sure I add that real quick. Yeah, give me a second. Kuzma assists or PRA. Yeah, they won't have a point guard. No Bradley Beal, of course. I think he's working his way back, is what I read yesterday. Bill's working his way back, but his first game back, I'm gonna be looking towards his unders. Typically, superstars go under in their first game, but it won't be tonight. So, neither here nor there. In this Atlanta game, is a revenge spot for Atlanta. Atlanta has not been good in revenge spots this year, so I'm not looking to play the Hawks at all. Super tight spread, and one of the things that I'm trying my best to, it's pretty difficult. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get away from. I don't know if y'all can hear me. I had a mic to my mouth. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get away from some of these spreads, especially tight spreads. Right, I have all the data, all the support that I feel like I need, and then some. Capping these games from top to bottom, not trying to miss anything on them. And then the opposite happens, right? I talked about it yesterday with the Lakers. The Lakers have been a better first half team between the Dallas Mavericks and revenge game for the Lakers. They come out extremely flat in that game. So I'm gonna lay off this. I'm laying off the sides. I'm laying off the spreads. Just for I'll probably still play them personally, but I probably won't be giving out any sides, any spreads. It'll be totals and player props that I'm gonna be looking at specifically over the next few days. Um, so yeah, just want to kind of say that there, especially on tight spreads, right? I do think that this is a winnable game for both teams, even with Indiana having the injuries that they have. So I'm looking for Nembhard specifically in this game. Nembhard props is what I would be looking at if I was you guys. Still not available on my books, the ones that I've checked so far. So that's the Atlanta game. The next game is the Knicks and the Wizards game. I think it's pretty self-explanatory that the Knicks are the best first quarter. I talked about it against the Pacers the other day. The Knicks are the best first half team in the NBA. So that's where I'll be looking to play this game. Not 100% sure the motivation will be there for the Knicks, but that's the only way I'll be able to look in this game. I also talked about on the morning show looking at Julius Randle, his rebounds plus points. We know that the Wizards are not a big team, right? Even though they have Gafford in, even though they have Porzingis in, Gafford, if Porzingis plays, he'll probably be guarded by Mitchell Robinson, I'm guessing. Maybe not. I'm not 100% sure how that's going to go. You know what? I don't even rack my brain with it either. Let's just say I like Julius Randle rebounds, and I like his points in this one too, even with RJ Barrett being back, but not anything that I played. I am going to look a little bit tighter, a little bit closer on Kuzma assists. Like I said, could be a letdown spot for the Knicks, especially after coming off a big home win against the Indiana Pacers just 2 nights ago. So that's what I got for you guys in that game. The New Orleans and Detroit game, I did play the over this morning. I talked about it on the morning show. Over 232. A lot of good reasons why. Detroit second worst defensive team at home on the season. Their games fly over the total. Don't have the numbers right in front of me. But if you know. Detroit, they can't stop a nosebleed. Gave up 118 points, even though they won the game in their last game. I also like fading Detroit off a win as well, off a home win. Detroit something like 1-4 against the spread when they have won their previous game. I think that's something that is going to be interesting moving forward throughout the season, especially these teams that don't have anything to play for. So, like I was looking at it earlier, I think teams that have a 40% win percentage or lower, when they're coming off a win, is a really good time to fade them. I think there's something like 7-13 against the spread, going back to 3 weeks ago to like right before Christmas. So, and the reason why I use that time frame is because we as we approach the middle of the season, which most of these teams have played about 41 games in an 82 game season. It's going to be important to start fading some of these teams, especially the ones that aren't going to the playoffs and the ones that want to tank, right? You're going to want to get a win for your franchise, especially for your home fans every now and then, right? You like to get one per, every 5 or 6 games, but these teams are realistically not interested in winning multiple games back to back to back to back, right? They're not trying to go on a win streak or make the playoffs or anything. Not these lower level teams that, already got injuries, that know they don't have a realistic possibility. They're going to go out there and fight hard, but they're not looking to cover spreads or win games specifically. So a team like Detroit, I think, fits that mold perfectly, especially not having Cade. Like they're not going anywhere. They're already dealing with injuries. They just going to, develop their young talent and try to become just a tad bit better. I think the same thing with like a team like the Houston Rockets out west, San Antonio Spurs as well. They're going to play hard for Pop, but they don't necessarily want to win games. So just something to kind of take into consideration. So, and it, like I said, getting back to the game, the Pelicans in Detroit, I played the over. I played it at 232, like the 234 as well. Like I said, I think these two teams fly over the total. The Pelicans go over on the road. They give up about 8 more points on the road than they do at home, coming off a double-digit loss in Boston the other day. So I'll be looking towards the over. I also play CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum been on fire. Not going to talk too much about it because I posted it on my timeline. You guys can check my timeline out if you want to see the full analysis. But like I said, Detroit struggles against guards, giving up a bunch of points, a bunch of assists. CJ been on fire. He's played 5 games without Zion, and he's crushed that line in every one of them. So check the write out up there if you want to see that. Also, really like Najee Marshall in this spot. I don't know if people have been paying attention to Najee. Najee been balling, man. Last 5 games without Zion, he's stepped in and kind of filled that role, filled the void without Zion being there as well. His PRA line is 25.5. It was juiced this morning. I really like him to go over. Typically don't like playing too many things in the same game, but I like this game a lot, man. I will say I like this game a lot. I like Najee to go over his 25.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's been second on this team in scoring since Zion went out over the last 5 games. He's also one of the guys that kind of steps up and kind of fill the void. He can score at all 3 levels as well. And he's aggressive, right? A lot of those guys just kind of stand around on the perimeter. Guys like Herb Jones, guys like Trey Murphy. So I like Najee a lot in this game. I also was looking at the Pelicans first quarter. I think there's something to the Pelicans coming off a double-digit loss and probably not wanting to lose. Again, they should have the upper hand on the Detroit Pistons team, and they should be motivated coming off the loss as well. I like them in the first quarter. Man, I didn't play it, but I think the Spurs like 1.5. Detroit also phase spot to them. These two teams going in the opposite directions. Detroit probably feeling themselves a little bit coming off the win. They had a 18-point win against the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think it was on 2 days ago. It was 135 to 118. So I think it's something to fading Detroit off a win early, at least early. Fading Detroit off a win and back in. Nembhard just got ruled. Aaron Neesmith just got ruled out. O'Shea Brissett is available. So now we might get some lines. About damn time, man. So I think there's something to fading the team, the poor team, that is coming off a loss, and I'm sorry, the poor team that's coming off a win, and then the good team that's actually coming off a loss. So that's the way I would be looking to play. That's some of my reasoning why I want to take the first quarter for the Indiana Pacers in this spot. Not the Indiana Pacers. I'm sorry. The what team is it? What team am I talking about? The New Orleans Pelicans first quarter. Official plays for me though. I am on the over 232. I'm also on CJ McCollum over 33.5 points plus assists. Like I said, posted on my timeline as well. And then also Najee Marshall, 25.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I really like that line. Didn't play it officially. And also like the first quarter. I think the Pelicans jump on Detroit early in this one. So that's what I got for you guys there. Golden State and San Antonio. I posted this one in the chalkboard. If you guys are new and don't have the link to the chalkboard, shoot me a DM. I'll shoot it to you guys. But on an 0-2 streak in the chalkboard, man, I think everybody probably would agree with the plays. They just haven't been cashing. Yesterday, I was on the double-double for Thomas Bryant. That didn't cash. And the day before, I was on Mr. Halliburton, who left the game on crutches. So hopefully I can get back on track. I like Trey Jones a lot in this spot. Shout out to I don't see him in the chat yet, but shout out to my guy Dream. I know Dream, and shout out to Mitch too. Mitch brought it to my attention. Did some deep dive in there. Trey Jones has been balling for San Antonio. You look at his last 5 games since Devin Vassell has went out. This dude's been on fire. So check out the chalkboard. Not gonna go over the analysis in that one. But Golden State is also on the other side. Golden State is a totally different defensive team on the road than they are at home. So first game on the road since before Christmas. This team has been at home for forever, plus 10 days. So I do think that you fade this Golden State Warriors defense in their first road game. And I think you do so through the point guard position. I like Trey Jones a lot in this game. So I took his over 21.5 points plus assists in this spot. That's my favorite play of that game. I also think San Antonio catching too many points. Golden State does not win by double digits on the road. You go check it out yourself. I think something like 3-16 straight up. They don't cover spreads, something like 4-15 or 4-17, something like that. So I would not be looking to back Golden State in this spot tonight, but I didn't play that one. Phoenix and Minnesota, not a game I'm really interested in. Just because I don't like the injury news for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Also don't like that they're not clicking right now. I think D'Angelo Russell's on his way out. Anthony Edwards is dealing with a hip issue. Even if he plays in this game, he played in the last game versus Detroit, but he wasn't 100%. If you watch the game, you could see Isaiah Stewart just got ruled out again with a shoulder injury. So Valanciunas' rebounds is definitely going to be in play too. I'm not even sure what that line is going to be, but they literally have Nerlens Noel at center, and that's it, because Marvin Bagley III was also ruled out. I think he was ruled out. Yes, well, he'd already been ruled out. Duran has also been ruled out. Their best two rebounders. So, yeah, that they should have all the interior presence that they need to be able to go down there and dominate the rebounds in this spot. The Pelicans are also a top 5 rebounding team in the league, I want to say too. So, like Valanciunas probably look towards his rebounds if you're looking for another leg, or you kind of want to water it down in part. I know people doing parlays, and I would look towards that. um Phoenix and Minnesota, like I said, no play for me, so I'm skipping over that game. OKC and Chicago, I really want to play OKC plus the 4.5, but I didn't get there with that. uh I don't trust Chicago as a favorite at home. Specifically, they don't have any impressive covers at home. The last cover they got was against the Detroit Pistons, which everybody covers against Detroit for the most part. And then the one before that, way back like a month ago, they covered against the Dallas Mavericks when the Mavs won the second night of a back-to-back without their whole entire starting lineup. So not a spot I can back Chicago in. OKC is coming off a pretty impressive win. They have been able to back success up with success, though. If you guys have been following Oklahoma City Thunder and you look at them coming off a previous win, sometimes it's a letdown spot, right? I talked about it for Detroit. I fully expect the Pelicans to smack up Detroit tonight. But for the Oklahoma City Thunder, this team just they play basketball the right way. They play hard. They they play defense. They switch everything. They don't mind passing up a good shot for a great shot. They do everything collectively, right? They don't have a big man, so they rebound the ball collectively, right? They box out, right? They make the extra pass. They do all the little things that you need to win. So I do think that OKC can keep this game close. It wouldn't surprise me, honestly, if they won the game either. So no play for me, but I got a heavy lean towards OKC catching 4.5 points. I don't think it's a double-digit game. We did just cast with Oklahoma City 2 games ago when they were in Miami to start this road trip, and they were getting 2, and they were getting 4 at first, and then they were getting 2.5. So we cast the 2.5 line if anybody roll with me on that one. And that's what I got for you guys in that game. Orlando, Utah, not a game that I really look too much into. I don't want to lay 6 points with Utah at home, though, especially coming off a home win. Orlando has played well, man. I think out on the West Coast trip, they only lost to the Kings. They beat Portland the night after. Also went to Golden State, got a good win, outright win as well. I do think that they cover this line, man. If I'm looking to play Orlando, it's probably early, just because it is a West Coast spot for them. So not really wanting to back them as their body clocks start to become extremely unadjusted to the time frame. Right, it could be hard for those East Coast teams in the second half of games all the way on the West Coast, even though this is the fourth game out west. But I'd be looking towards Orlando early in that game, man. Not anything that I played official, but that's my thoughts on that game. And then Denver and the Clippers. I talked about it this morning on the morning show. So if you tuned in and you like that number, I hope you got a much better number than the one that's available right now. It's all the way up to 5 on some books. Jokic is ruled out. I talked, like I said, I talked about it this morning, 7 a.m. Jokic, being listed as questionable, and injury management type game probably was going to sit. On top of Denver not being the best road team, this team is cleaned up at home. Pretty much smacking up everybody. Now you get them in a totally different environment, and you get them against a Clippers team that they were beating by 40 at halftime just last week. I think that game was on the 5th. I think it's a big revenge game for the Clippers. I think Clippers got revenge on their bond. They will be without Paul George in this game, but Kawhi will be there. Coming off a pretty good win against the Dallas Mavericks as well. I watched the post-game interview and jotted it down. Ty Lue talked about after the game last week against the Denver Nuggets. He just kept reiterating in his post-game interview, we'll see him again next week. We'll kind of see him again next week. To me, lets me know that's all I need to know. I do think that if you miss the best of the line and you don't think you want to lay the 4.5, which I think they can still win this game by 5. I don't think it's a Ciroc on ice game where you tip. Herb Jones just got ruled out, which equals even more points in this game. I like that even more for the over. I do think that this is a game. This Denver and Clipper game, I do think this is a game where even if you didn't get the best of the number, I do think that the Clippers come out early with something, right? I think that they win the first quarter. I think they win the first half. And the lines haven't become too inflated right now. Before the news got broken that Jokic was going to be ruled out in this game, the line was only minus a half a point. So pretty much a pick 'em at halftime for Denver and the Clippers. Since then, the line has only moved 1 point. So if you like the Clippers, I think you take them first quarter. I think you take them first half, minus the 1.5 and minus the 2.5. If they're gonna be winning this game, I don't expect it to be a one possession game. I think that they come out and probably establish themselves early. And when it's a revenge spot like this, you got to come out with something early. I also think that the total is still a tad bit too high. I don't see Denver scoring a lot of points. We know that the Clippers are one of the better defensive teams at home specifically. And without Paul George, I think that they'll probably rely a little bit more on their offense, a little bit more on their defense than they do on their offense. Because they don't have a lot of guys that can fill it up. Even the game with the Dallas Mavericks the other day, they only scored 110 points in that game. They rely heavily on their defense, holding the Dallas Mavericks to 100 points in that spot. So I'd still be looking at, matter of fact, let me check one more thing. Yeah, also Luke Kennard, one of the best three-point shooters. He's also listed as out in this game. So a big time revenge game for the Clippers. Only way I would look in this game, like I said, I think you can still get value on the Clippers in the first quarter and the first half if you wanted to take them minus the 1.5 and minus the 2. And then the Houston and Sacramento game, not a game I really look too much into. I will say that who is it? These two teams just played each other. I typically don't go back to that game when I just played the one before. Sacramento opened at 10-point favorites. They're down to 9.5 on most books. That's a pretty big number, but this Houston Rockets team is not a team that you can back in any form, shape, or fashion. This team is 1-9 in their last 10 games and just 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games as well. They also aren't the greatest road team in general. They typically can't score the ball in this spot. Sacramento really needing to stack up some wins. This team is 22-18 right now, and 22-18 against the spread as well. You look at the Houston Rockets. They've lost 8 of their last 9, and like I said, 9 of their last 10. Fell in the cover in all those games as well. They got one cover against the Dallas Mavericks where they covered by 2 points. So team that is really bottom of the barrel right now. Also dealing with not a lot of injuries, but Kevin Porter Jr. will be out in this game as well. On the opposite side, Kevin Huerter is listed as questionable with an illness. We probably won't get that information until closer to game time. I think the way you attack this game, and this is the way I did it personally the other day, is you look at the Sacramento Kings team totals, and they probably go under, right? We also, if you've been paying attention to the camp, Coach Mike Brown, called these guys out about their defensive intensity not too long ago. It was just 2 games ago before they played against the Orlando Magic. And, they've been really picking it up on the defensive end. They gave up 111 points to the Orlando Magic in that spot after giving up 136 to the Lakers. And then they come back and only give up 115 to the Houston Rockets. They play at an extremely fast pace, but I just don't see a way that Houston is going to be able to score the ball efficiently tonight. I don't think this is a look ahead spot at all. The Sacramento Kings they go to San Antonio in their next game on Sunday to play the Spurs. So I don't think it's a look ahead spot at all. I like Sacramento to be able to get to their team totals, but like I said, not anything that I put in my pocket at all. So that's what I got for you guys. This morning I talked about on the morning show. I'll give you guys what I was looking at in every game, and I'll let you know if I played it or not. So the Pistons and the Pelicans, the over 232, I did play that. CJ McCollum over 33.5 points and assists, did play that. Najee Marshall over 25.5 points, rebounds, and assists, also really strong lean there. And then I like the Pelicans in the first quarter as well. I typically don't play 4 things in the same game, so I just stuck to those first 2. The over 232 is up to 234. CJ McCollum over his 33.5 points and assists. And then also Hawks and Pacers, still waiting on Nembhard assist to drop. That's going to be my favorite play in that game, and that's probably what I'm going to end up playing, either his points and assists or his assists by themselves. Just based on the 2 games that he had without Tyrese Halliburton when he was in Portland and when he was in Golden State, he had his best game of his life. And Atlanta defense don't scare me at all. They're actually one of the worst defensive teams in the league. And then you subtract especially on the road. And you subtract Clint Capella, they get even worse as well. And we just got news that Clint Capella is going to be without a timetable for his return. So that's what I got there. Knicks Wizards lean to the first quarter, but not anything that I put in my pocket. Julius Randle rebounds, also points and rebounds. I think it was 36.5, 37.5. Also lean, but didn't play anything there. I am going to take a look at Kuzma assist though. Like I said, I gotta do some digging on that one when the show ends. But I really like Kuzma assists. Without the offense will run through him essentially. So looking at Kuzma assists, even though it is against the Knicks, I think the Knicks probably smack up the Wizards in this spot if they're motivated. Game I will be watching, see if I can get a live, some live action in on this one. And then Warriors versus Spurs, a strong lean towards the Spurs catching the 8.5 points. I think Golden State is going to take a few games to kind of get back in rhythm. San Antonio also can score the ball. They've really been scoring the ball recently against some pretty good teams. They just played against the Memphis Grizzlies twice. They also played against the Boston Celtics. They played against the Detroit Pistons, and they played against the Dallas Mavericks. So some pretty good defensive team. No, I'm sorry, the New York Knicks. So some really good defensive teams in there. Memphis twice, Boston, and the Knicks. Those are really good teams, and they've been able to score the ball. I think having Jakob Poeltl back, Jeremy Sochan, those guys are the better defenders on that team. So I think they make it difficult. And like I talked about, Golden State's kind of dealing with chemistry issues. You bring Steph Curry back into the lineup, so Jordan Poole's role gets diminished a tad bit, so he's having to adjust to that. Also, Wiggins I think this will be his third game back, and then I also don't like that. If I'm taking the Warriors, I don't like that. They're trying to figure out the rotation. So I know LeBron talked about it in the post-game interview. They don't have a closing lineup because of so many injuries, so many people in and out the lineup. So that can make it difficult for a team that is projected to win by double digits in this spot. So a strong lean towards the Spurs catching the 8.5 points. And then but official play for me, I am on Trey Jones, like I talked about, over his 21.5 points plus assists. The Thunder and the Bulls, nothing official, but lean towards the Thunder catching the 4.5 in that game. Also couldn't talk anybody off SGA over his points prop. Dude's been on an absolute tear. I think I looked at SGA game log, and he has I think he's only played in one back-to-back. As far as I could tell, going back about 25 games, he's only played in one back-to-back. And he went over his points prop of 30, of 29.5 in that second game of a back-to-back. Actually, he had two games back-to-back with 30. So when I think about taking SGA, I think about taking him against teams that don't have an interior defender, right? He typically, when you can't stop anybody, and we know Vucevic is food on the defensive end, then that's when, guys like SGA typically play well. But I didn't play it because I feel like his other stronger plays on the board, especially with him being on the second night of a back-to-back and a third game in 4 nights. But I like SGA a lot. I'm probably leaving money on the board, on the table by not taking SGA points. Also probably leaving money on the board by not taking the Thunder plus the 4.5. Because like I said, I think they keep this game close and it's a winnable game for them. Suns and the Timberwolves, nothing. Magic and the Jazz, nothing. But I would look towards the Magic in the first half to cover that first half spread. It wouldn't surprise me if they're winning the game at halftime. Nuggets and the Clippers, like I said, I think it's still some value on the first quarter, first half spread, -1.5 and -2.5. And then the Rockets and the Kings, I would be looking towards the Kings overs in those games. So 28 minutes for me, went through the games pretty quickly. If you guys got anything that it is that you want to share, anything that you're absolutely loving on the card today, let me know, man. I try to get up as many people as I can before we get up out of here. Let me go through the YouTube comment section real quick. Marcelo said, I want to take the Pacers. I would too, man. I feel like Spurs have been treating me dirty. I've been on the wrong side of a lot of them. Feel like I cap them right. And then, whatever the unknown is just kind of pops in. Also, I think Atlanta should be desperate for a win coming up, short to the Milwaukee Bucks the other day. Another reason I didn't want to get behind them, but I can't trust Atlanta defense. So I'm just staying off of that. JR said, what site you use for your injury news? So go to Twitter, type in underdog. I think it's _NBA. And that's the website that the Twitter account that I follow for the late breaking news. Also follow a lot of beat reporters and got their notification turned on for injury news as well. Sometimes they get there before Underdog does. So Brian said he on his Knicks first half -2. Could not talk you off, Brian. I might actually sprinkle on that as well. Markel said he took Curry over 4.5 threes, I'm guessing. Yeah, 4.5 threes, and Zubac double. Zubac should get the double tonight. I'm not even sure who they start DeAndre Jordan at center. It should get ugly. It should get real ugly if DeAndre Jordan starting at center. Frank said Bulls on off list. Yeah, I ain't messing with them right now either. What else? What else? Euphoria said he got the Knicks at -3.5 last night. Max bet. Okay. I ain't doing no max bets, but okay. When teams are missing their superstar, they usually come motivated, especially first quarter, first half. So Frank, I think you're referencing the Indiana Pacers. I like the Pacers early too. If I was going to take them, I was thinking the same thing you was thinking. If I was going to take the Pacers, I'd do it early. I think that they could jump out on, kind of use that energy behind the home crowd and jump out on Atlanta early. Atlanta typically starts the game off slow too. Not 100% sure why. We saw it in the Bucks, but that's been reminiscent of a microcosm of their whole entire, season. They started off extremely slow against the Bucks, down by like 24. Had to fight all the way back in that game, and like I said, that's something that whether Trae Young's there or not, they typically find themselves down early. I know we were looking at fading Atlanta in the first quarter, in the first half earlier in the season this year. So good point Frank brings up there. Sacramento covers back to back again as favorites against Houston. I think that they could cover too. It wouldn't surprise me if they beat them by 20, honestly, Euphoria. So not official for me though. Wendell Carter double, the parlay plug said. Randall double. Andre said he covered 9 of the last 10 games. The day he didn't cover, he was 2 rebounds short. That was on Christmas Day against the Philadelphia 76ers. I do remember that game. Valanciunas over 10.5 rebounds. Curry over 5.5 boards. I could see that. I could definitely see that. McCollum 26.5 points. Steph 27.5 points, and Marketing 26.5 points. Okay. Best of luck to you, man. I hope you cash all of those. But yeah, send me your request, man, if y'all got anything. And probably be a shorter show because I'm trying to keep my portion shorter so I can get a mic to other people. Let me see what you guys got, man. Kick it to a couple people. Too Heavy, I'm coming to you first. DJ, I'm coming to you second. What up, Too Heavy? Can you hear me?
Yo, what's up, Chris? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good? What's going on?
Not much. Another day. Appreciate you letting me come up here, man. I just wanted to let y'all know that couple of plays I'm on 3 things today. Well, technically 4. 2 of them is from the same player. One is Keegan Murray, over 13.5 points and over 2.5 threes. The last 3-4 games, he's kind of been locked in. And Shaq kind of been leaning on him a little bit more to kind of break out of his little rookie slump he was in earlier in the season. And they want him scoring and shooting. He's hitting that 3 pretty nice. So I'm on those 2. I'm also on Najee Marshall over 26.5 PRA. He's done this 5 times in his last 6. I know they're on a big road trip right now, and New Orleans is kind of trying to stamp their place in the league and somebody not to be bugged with, and Najee Marshall was a part of that process, so I'm on that. And then my third and final play is De'Aaron Fox under 1.5 threes. It's a sneaky one. He only shooting 6 at most every game if he's going to shoot them. Typically, he'll probably only try 2, but he's attacking the basket, as you know. So I'm always looking for him to not hit no threes, and his jump range is the prettiest shit anyway. So I'm on that. That's the 3 I'm on.
Well, who's that last one, Too Heavy?
De'Aaron Fox under 1.5 threes.
Oh, De'Aaron Fox under. Okay, so I'm with you on Najee. I'm with you. I'm probably, like I said, I know, bro. I just don't want to triple dip in the same game, bro. But I like Najee a lot, man.
I feel you. I 100% feel you, but Najee is on that.
Yeah.
He's like that. I messed with him the last 5. I did it. The first game, I think he had 24 points, and I was kind of like, oh, okay. I didn't do it the second time because I was like, maybe I just got lucky. Did it again. I'm like, all right, I should get on it. I did not get on it because I'm like, it'll be just my luck. But when I get on it, when he don't do it, did it again. Every time, I'm like, all right, I got to go. He did it twice. He do it again. So, you feel me? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's a fact. Too Heavy. I rolled with him. I think I cashed with him once in that time, maybe twice. I think I cashed with him twice. I know I cashed with him on the Mavs game when I think it was the second night of a back-to-back. So love the spot for him tonight, bro. Against that Detroit defense, he should go crazy in this one. Love it, bro.
No, for sure. Appreciate you letting me come up. Everybody, good luck with y'all best tonight. I hope y'all cash and start this weekend off right.
Absolutely, Too Heavy. Right back at you, bro. Best of luck to you tonight, man. Hope everything come through for you. De'Aaron Fox, Keegan Murray, and Najee. Najee Marshall. What up, DJ? Kicking it to you and then Snag, I'm coming to you. What up, DJ?
What's happening, brother? What's happening? I got two plays here tonight. Been a minute, man, but you know I'm always supporting.
Absolutely, bro. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you retweeting the show, liking the show, all that good stuff, man.
Yes, sir, baby. We here. But look, going to the Houston Rockets and Sacramento Kings game. I like what you said. I didn't even see anything about Mike Brown talking about him being the team getting more defensively in the post game or whatever. But that actually made me like my play even more. It's the Houston Rockets first quarter team total under 28.5. It's at plus 104 right now on FanDuel. I believe they're going to take it down to 27.5 because it's usually always there at 27.5. Just like one of my most profitable favorite plays I've played all season. They only went over this 7 times of their 21 games on the road, and with KPJ out tonight, he's not a big. I don't want to say a big scoring factor in the first quarter for him, or even in the first half, but his player impact estimate is the third highest on the team in the first quarter. So basically, just doing everything from assists, defense-wise, and a little bit of offense, just moving the offense. So I believe they're going to be a little bit slow tonight, coming out the gun slow. They had 27 the other night against the Kings, but I just believe they're going to be coming out a little bit more slow. So yeah, that's my first play. The Houston Rockets team total under 28.5. And then the second one is a prop. I'm not sure what I was going to pair it with because it's super juice now. It was at minus 150 earlier. It's Trey Murphy over 1.5 threes. Just simply, he's going under this in the last four games. But I just see, I think he's still going to be putting his shots up. He only shoots about 8 to 9 shots per game, but the majority of them are from 3. And with Brandon Ingram possibly, it's not confirmed yet or anything, just possibly coming back next week, Tuesday or Monday. I just believe he's going to be wanting to shoot more, try to just play a little bit harder and get his shots up. So I like Trey Murphy over 1.5 threes. And my possible pairing with it is DeJounte Murray under 1.5 threes. But I don't have any stats on that yet. I'm still looking for my pairing. But those are my 2 plays right there. Houston Rockets first quarter team total under 28.5, and then Trey Murphy over 1.5 threes.
I gotta look more into that Rockets team total under for the first quarter, DJ. I like that, bro. I gotta do some research on that.
Seeing them leave it, like, it's been at plus 100 for like 4 hours right now. Usually when they leave plays at plus money, like, they don't go well for me. Like, I feel like they want to, like, I feel like the Rockets somehow could skyrocket over this. Like, they had 2 or 3 games ago, they scored 33 and 30. I was actually on the under those 2 games. They killed me. I didn't think they go over back-to-back. But I think they go under back-to-back against the Kings right here. So
yeah, so let's see. Rockets as an away dog, and let's see if they're favored to lose by 10 or more. Let me check this real quick.
Yeah.
So they've been away dogs of 10 points or more. I think the line's down 9.5, but either way, that's happened 11 times. They've been in this situation 11 times so far this year, and they're averaging only 26.7 points in the first quarter in that spot. They're giving up 34.4 points in the first quarter. That first quarter spread probably like 3.5. That looks like a really good line.
I didn't even look at the spread, to be honest. Just simply because, like, sometimes they can come out and play, and I don't want to bank on the Kings. The Kings put up buckets. I think they put up 32 points per first quarter the last 5 games I got in my notes. But I don't know. I like the team total a little bit. I think there's a little bit more edge on the team total, even though the Kings don't play defense. But with what you were talking about earlier with Mike Brown, just emphasizing a little bit, maybe, just them picking it up. I think it'll be the edge right there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I put a star beside that, DJ. I had to do some more digging, bro. Because the other thing I just found out is that the rock. So that was for the whole season, and then I like to like kind of look at a closer lens. So I take away the first 2 months, take away December and October and November, and if you look at just since December when they've been away dogs and catching 10 points or more, they're actually only scoring 25.2 points in the first quarter in this spot now. So that's even more, of a reason to, to be like, yo, I think I like that. I know I can understand why like I always try to play devil's advocate with myself. Say, why would they set the line this high, right? They set the line that high because the Kings play at such a fast pace at home and because they score so many points. So you're gonna get extra possessions. Like I get it, but does that mean that the Rockets actually score? Right? Like I don't know, bro. I gotta look more into it. I don't want to take too much time on it, but I like that, DJ. I appreciate you dropping that, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Have a good one, brother. Good luck, everybody.
Absolutely. Best of luck to you as well, bro. Let me kick it to Snag real quick. What up, Snag?
What's going on, Chris?
What the words?
Shout out to you yesterday because you spoke it up talking about Luka triple-double in a while.
I know, bro. He definitely did, bro. Killed us at the end of the game. Back-to-back three-pointers to force overtime and double OT.
He dug y'all grave right at the end of the game with that step back too. I'm gonna leave the retirement home talk alone, man. Today is plus 322. Curry 4 threes in a win with Randall double-double in a win. Getting in and getting right back out.
Curry 4 threes in a win. And Julius Randle double-double in a win.
Plus 322.
Okay. If y'all looking for the PPD, that's snagged. That's Snag specialist. So 2 good legs right there. Can't talk anybody off taking them solo as well. Steph should be back in form. We know that the Spurs give up a bunch of 3-pointers. So at the Alamo Dome tonight, first time, I think it's the biggest selling crowd in NBA history. So that's gonna be an interesting game. I'm definitely watching that game.
One of the biggest things that made me take it was, I know you've seen all the stuff from like all the beat writers and stuff. They talking about, when Curry come back, can he get him back to championship form and all of that, and the way they've been losing on the road, bro. Listen, they're not gonna continue losing on the road forever. Like at some point, the Warriors are gonna snap back to reality, and I think this is the perfect spot for them to do it.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you on that, Snap. I don't know if it's going to be. I mean, it could definitely be tonight, right? Like it is the San Antonio Spurs we're talking about here.
This could be game 1. I don't know how long it's going to go, but this could definitely be game
1. So what I'm looking at, Snap, I think it could be some of these other games, bro. Like they play in San Antonio tonight. They got the Bulls on Sunday night Sunday evening. In Chicago, because they do start a little road trip right now.
Hey, I might go to that game. I didn't even know they played.
Yeah, they play on Sunday. Yeah, because I was actually targeting the Monday game, Snag, because they're gonna be in DC on Monday to play the Wizards on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So I think both of those games are winnable games. Like if they don't necessarily do it against the Spurs, they could definitely do it against Chicago. Like you could beat Chicago. Chicago probably still gonna be without DeMar DeRozan. He might be back. He got a quad injury. He's listed as doubtful. I don't think he's gonna play in tonight's game. But I definitely think they could get over on Chicago, and they could definitely beat the Wizards too. The Wizards not good, like, but then they go to Boston. That ain't gonna be a good one for them. January 19th. Go ahead and circle that date. They'll be back in Boston. I don't think it's gonna be a good time for them in Boston, but we'll see. Because like you said, Snack, they are gonna get back to some winning ways sooner or later on the road. They're not gonna lose every road game, but I don't. Yeah, no, I think there's a way for Steph to hit his 4 threes, and get the win, and also for for them not to win the game by 9 points tonight too, right? It could be a 7-point win or a 6-point win. At the end of the day, as long as it ain't 9 and you bet the +9, that's all that matters. So. Like the looks though, Snag. Best of luck to you, my brother. I hope you cash him. Really like the Julius Randle double in a win. I might just play that single. That sounds like a really good play for sure. A matter of fact, let me put a little star beside that. Ben, what's going on, my guy? Kick it to Ben. Anybody else that got looks they want to share? Send me a request, man.
Dude, Thomas Bryant fucked us.
Tell me about it.
What the hell? I mean, I guess it's a pattern now when he plays against Wood, right? Like when Wood starts to go off, they just don't play him anymore. It's weird. So
yeah, killed me last night, bro. That really killed me.
No doubt, man. We'll get it back tonight, though. I'll start with Steph Curry. I got over 25.5 last night. I was kind of camping out for this one, so I just waited until they put it up and just took it right away. I think it's up to like 29.5 now. It's gone through the roof. It's crazy. Steph's got, I wouldn't talk you off the 29.5. I have it laddered to 35. I think I got 35 at like plus 400 last night, plus 500, something around that. And I got the 30 at plus 175 last night. Steph's got extremely positive home-road splits on the road, road-home splits, if you want to say it properly. On the road, he's averaging close to 31 a game since November 15. Obviously, as you've stated, a lot of this is correlated with Golden State's road troubles, right? You call it the superstar effect, right? Take opposing superstars.
On the road, yep.
On the road, exactly, right? So he's got the superstar splits. The other thing that's really interesting, right, is I went back last 5 years when Curry's missed time. He is over this number every single game, his second game back from an extended injury. And then if you take a look at Steph losses, like how Steph does after a loss this year, where the first game after a loss is on the road, he has covered this line in every single game except one, and that was against Miami, who is obviously a much different defensive team and has a real defensive stopper with Caleb Martin, who they put on Steph every time they play. So I love this. I think we cashed the full ladder here at 35. I went 1.5 units on the 25.5, and then I split up a half unit evenly on the 30 and the 35. So that was my top look of the day until Miles Turner was out. We're just going to keep attacking these Atlanta bigs. They haven't posted the Jalen Smith lines yet, but I'm gonna bet his points. I'm gonna bet his rebounds. I'm gonna ladder his rebounds, and I am going to play his points and rebounds. I don't know how I'm gonna split the units up yet. Obviously, a lot's gonna be determined on what those lines actually come out at. But I know I'm attacking that for sure. I'm totally with you on Nembhard as well. Obviously, that potential assist, situation there is just too much to ignore. I got Valanciunas rebounds laddered to 16. Obviously, I put most of the bet on the 10.5. I think I put 1.2 I put 1.5 on the 10.5, and then I split up the half unit evenly again on the 14 and 16. I guess it's kind of getting to the point in the year for me where I don't play plays unless I think they're ladderable. I want to be extremely confident that they're going over.
That's a fact, man. That's a good rule of thumb, man. I try to tell people the same thing. If I take a line, it's because I think they can at least get 3 or 4 more. So yeah, I'm with you.
And if it ain't ladderable, I shouldn't be playing to begin with.
That's a fact, because you gotta have an edge, man. You gotta have an edge.
No question, right? So and winning these bets is hard enough, right? So when we crush it, when we really get it right, we need to maximize that win.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And then I'm on Mitchell Robinson double-double. And Mitchell Robinson double-double in the win. And here's why I prefer Robinson to Randle, because Julius Randle's my favorite player. I like Mitchell Robinson because I think the offense is going to have to run through Porzingis and through Kuzma tonight. And that's who Randle's probably going to be on, depending on who's on the floor. And we know that when the ball's in someone's hands, they act not only as a shooter but as a distributor, right? And typically speaking, we want to bet on rebounders who are going to be guarding players who don't get the ball that much. They don't have to worry about contesting shots. They can just go get boards. Robinson should eat Gafford up, right? We had that trend last year where we always attack Washington bigs. Kind of went away this past year early, right? Because Porzingis was playing the 5 and not Gafford. It's back, and it's back in full force. I count on Robinson to get the boards. That's not really what I'm concerned about. I did my homework on the points. He's averaging 12.7 points against Gafford last 5. The value was too good for me to ignore. I got plus 228 if you build it on FanDuel, 10 points and 10 rebounds. And I put a full unit on that. And then I think double-double in the win was like plus 340 or something like that.
Okay.
So I'm feeling very good about that one. There's a couple looks that, I'm still waiting for lines on. Let me check my notes. I'm sorry on that. But that's kind of what I have in already. Let me see. I had a huge bet on Jokic points on the road. But, that's all I got for tonight.
Okay. Hey, some solid looks, Ben, for sure. I hope you cash them too, bro. Appreciate you sharing those. Absolutely. Let me kick it to Dream. Dream, what's going on, my brother? I saw it was shared with me that you were on Mr. Trey Jones. Yeah, was it Trey? Yeah, Trey. You was on Trey today, and I did some research. Trey, actually one of my favorite plays of the day, bro. So I'm with you there. What you got for the people though? Talk to the people. What you want today, man?
Man, it's crazy because shout out to you. Yeah, I'm on trade that I've been rocking around for a minute. I actually passed the plus 2000 I posted on the timeline a couple of days ago, and the scored 20 and his brother just scored 15. So I've been rocking with him. I'm sure you gave great analysis. But basically the last 4 games, he done got over 30 minutes and he done flew over the line all those games. Got a total of 40 nights, got a very good matchup. So yeah, shit, he can have 21 points. So I'm on that, but I also am on the Clippers, man. I've seen, I remember Tyronn Lue, he had a press conference, and if I'm good to say the same point, so I apologize, y'all, because I just really popped in. But yeah, he basically was like, yeah, we're going to see what we made of the next week. The next time we play them. So I seen the line at 1. I'm like, all right. And then I must have fell asleep, woke up, and it was 2. I'm like, yeah, let me just play this. Something was just telling me that it's either the smart money coming in or it's about the injury news. Lo and behold, Jokic got moved out. So I'm on the Clippers. I would have liked him with Jokic in this one. I'm on Jalen Green over 24.5 points. It's simple, man. I think boys on 30 shots tonight. I will not be surprised. Definitely 25%. I see a line like, 10 to 23, 2 and 9 from 3, and 3 and 5. A lot. Still with 25 points that way. So, I love it. I don't think his points will be definitely enough for KJ out. And saw that game last time when they played Sacramento last game. So we're going to be chucking. And I'm also on the goal PRA, center from Houston. It's going to be at 10, 10, and 10. But he's actually, hold on, let me pull up my little notes. But long story short, he don't went over this the last 4 games. He went over this number. And he models his game after Jokic. So he models his game after Jokic. So if the offense is going to run through him tonight, or if he's going to have more touches, I love it. Yeah, he said this in the last 3 matchups. So he said this in the last 3 matchups, and that's with KPJ in the game. So he's going to give me a number that he's covered without KPJ. I'm on it, and I'm pretty sure I heard Ben talking about Nimhard. Cashed out on him about a month ago, and we're going to try and do it tonight. Ben just posted this point, 12.5. I hammered it, and then I got the ladder at plus 600, then it disappeared. I don't know if it's back up now.
Who you talking about, Dream? You said who?
Andrew Nimhard.
Oh, he posted?
12.5 points, bro.
Bro, I've been looking for this all day long. Thank you, my brother.
It was so crazy. Bro. I just left my new game. I have not even I've been recording the game. I just got on FanDuel and it popped when I was on there. 12.5 points minus 110. The ladder for 20 points plus 600.
My God, that's what I've been looking. I wrote that. It's funny because last night after I finished the show, I didn't even move, and I was like, let me look at the slate for tomorrow, see what I like. First thing I thought about, all right, Tyrese Halliburton left on crutches. Nimhard, I gotta look at Nimhard. They playing against Atlanta. He already had, the career high game against Golden State. I talked about it on the morning show this morning. Been waiting all day, checking my book constantly, bro. I'm waiting for his assist to drop too. Like, bro,
look, I was waiting for the assist and the threes. I hammered the points, hammered the ladder, and I was waiting. I was going to do the same thing with the assist ladder, and it never popped. And when I went back to look at the points, just to be like, all right, let me play the 15, because I didn't even play 15. I just played 12 and 20. Went back to get the 15, and it was gone. I'm on there right now, and they're not there. It's back. It's back. Oh, wow, and it's plus money.
Okay.
You can get a better line, plus 12.5. Over 12.5 plus 102.
Hey, say less. I just played the I don't see the 15, but I played the 12.5, and I'm looking for 22 if I can get that. Also, I want his PA too, because he gonna have a ball in his hand a whole lot. The same amount as Halliburton typically do. And I talked about it in like a while ago when Halliburton wasn't playing, but his numbers, like his assist numbers, potential assists, they were like neck and neck with Halliburton as well when he was when Halliburton, when Halliburton wasn't playing. So love this spot for Nembhard today. I've been talking about it all day, so that's official play for me too. I took the 12.5 points. Hopefully they drop something else as well.
Yeah, we need them assists to pop. We need them bad because and those are my officials. I got a couple blood money bets. I love Trey Murphy plus 600 for 4 threes. Coach after last game basically said he needs to shoot more. He's got to be able to get his shot up. He's more aggressive. So they're going against Detroit. Detroit ain't gonna play no defense. So 4 threes plus 600 for him. Steph, I'm sure somebody mentioned him going off tonight. I got him at 40 points plus 650. And then Paulo in a plus matchup. I got him plus 600 to score 30 as well. So that's what I'm on.
Okay. Definitely some solid looks there, Dream. I hope you cash him, my guy. I gotta go. I was actually looking. I didn't get a chance to finish it. I was actually on the way to the crib, trying to go back and find the post game interview by Coach Willie Green, because I actually want to get on the Pelicans early, but I typically don't like playing first quarters, first halves unless I know it's a big motivation spot. And them losing the game by double digits to the Celtics the other day, I do think they come out and smack up Detroit. So I was looking at that first quarter spread. It's only a bucket right now. So it's 5 points. So I'm sorry, it's a 1.5 right now. So I wanted to get there too, and I'm probably gonna get there. I'm gonna go back and listen to that post game interview that you was talking about, though, Dream. Just didn't have time to do that earlier. I actually had the thought of playing the Pelicans first quarter pretty late, so I didn't put that one in. But I'm a ponder on that, and if I play it out, end up posting it on my timeline for sure. But best of luck, Dream. I like the looks today, bro. Absolutely, bro. We both want Trey for sure. So Trey coming through for us tonight for sure tonight. I can't wait to see Trey cash for us tonight. And yeah, that's what I got, man. I don't got no more requests. It's only 6:12. If it going once, going twice. Anybody else got anything they want to share? Let's see. Yeah, I guess that, man, it's fine with me. I'm about to go get a workout in anyway for the game start. So real quick, official plays for me. Let me get I'll come to my guy Casual real quick, and then I'm gonna get up out of here, go over my plays, and then we'll conclude. If I can get Casual up. Hey, Casual, can you hear me?
Yo, Chris, what's up?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing good. Got a kind of a sneaky little look, just a little sprinkle.
What you got?
Josh Giddey triple-double against the Bulls. If you look at his record, he's had one. I gotta pull up stat news. I had it up earlier. But just a sneaky little look. Just a sprinkle, like nothing crazy, but I just thought I'd drop that.
Why you like it so much today, Casual?
I don't know, man. I've been hitting on triple doubles. I hit Luka triple double last night. I'm just feeling lucky, man, and I just thought I'd shoot it out there.
Okay, got you. I was just wondering if you had some inside information or something. That's all. But I appreciate the look.
Nothing inside, just a gut feeling, man.
Got you. Okay. I mean, yeah. We know the Bulls give up a bunch of rebounds, so I potentially just play his rebounds straight. I couldn't talk you off. Best of luck, Casual. I hope you cast that triple-double spot tonight, man.
Awesome. Great show. Thanks, Chris.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Kick it to Dream real quick. What up, Dream? Man, that's fire. So for people who couldn't hear Dream, he was saying he's going to take Anthony Edwards unders tonight because he's hurt. When I talked about the game, I said I didn't have a play because I knew Anthony Edwards was hurt. I listened to the post-game interview. He said that, he gave it everything that he had, knew he wasn't going to be 100%. And like Dream said, he tried to finish the last game, was injured, came back. They said he wasn't going to return. He did return, but if you watched them play against Detroit, you could tell he just didn't have it. So now tonight, playing against the Phoenix Suns team that, if they don't do anything, we know they're not going to score the ball too much, but they definitely going to try to go out there and defend, play really good defense, and pretty much all their recent games since Chris Paul and Devin Booker have been out. So I think that they at least bring it on the defensive end. He'll probably end up drawing Mikal Bridges as well. So could not talk you off that under for sure. I love attacking unders when players are hurt, might be on a minutes limit, any of that type of stuff. So, like that look. DeMar DeRozan also just got ruled out as well. And shout out to, I don't even know who this is in the chat. Somebody just DM me and said, let me see. Shout out to MH1 Tom. He said Josh Giddey averages 10, 8, and 8 versus the Bulls. Averages 11 rebounds, 10 points, and 8 assists in 3 career games versus the Bulls. Okay. So that's some support to casual triple double look for Josh Giddey if anybody was interested in that play. What else y'all got? Anything else? Hey Ben, what's up, Ben? I forgot your hand came up. What up, Ben?
No, you're good. I want to speak to that Giddey triple double because now that I think about it, I kind of like that too. He's gonna have the softest defensive matchup. Yeah, he's gonna have the softest defensive matchup. And some big man who's going to take away rebounds from him normally is going to have to guard a high-usage player in Vucevic, who also is going to drag a big man outside the paint because he has been taking a much larger number of threes with DeRozan out than he did in, which, Giddey being bigger than anybody else who's going to be on the floor, because usually the second biggest player on the floor is either Patrick Williams or Derrick Jones Jr., who are both, I believe, 6'7" and 6'7.5". Or 6'8", so he's going to be just as big as anyone. And the guy highest gets the rebound, right? So, I like that. Obviously, Shai's got, in theory, right? Shai's got a really good matchup, and maybe that means he becomes a scorer, not as much a facilitator. So, in theory, it's a pretty good look. Obviously, it's a long shot, but you got an edge, so why not? I was going to pose a few questions for you, Chris, if you wanted to talk on a couple things that I saw.
What you got?
So I had two. So one, speaking on injured players, Jamal Murray rolled the fuck out of his ankle the other day. At the end of the game, I don't know if you saw it or not, but he rolled the shit out of it. It was not good. Like, he went to the locker room. It sounds like he's playing. One, who do you think he's going to guard, and how do we attack that matchup? And two, Vucevic's rebounds came out at 13.5 this morning for plus money, but got bet down to 12.5. Obviously, we always talk about lines coming out high, usually trying to rock with them rather than fade them, right?
Yeah, Ben, can you hear me? If so, keep going, bro. I'm liking what I'm hearing so far. Hey, Ben, you broke up just a tad bit. Can you hear me? I can hear you now. You said his rebounds came out at 13.5. They got bet down to 12.5. What did you say after that?
I was gonna say, obviously, usually we want to ride with high lines rather than fade them, right? Do you think that that's too high, or do you think there's some merit to the value to the line coming out high? And then how do we attack that Jamal Murray ankle situation with that matchup? That's all.
Oh no, two really good questions, Ben. So I think with the Bulls game, right? The Bulls the Thunder typically they do a good job of like gang rebounding. I think one of the reasons why we can't just necessarily take the opposing center rebounds over, right? Like if you was on Embiid rebounds to go over last night, I don't think you cashed. Matter of fact, let me check real quick. I don't think Embiid was at 10.5 rebounds last night. He finished with 10. So, for Vucevic's number to go up, especially the way how lackadaisical he is sometimes, I wouldn't bet that. I would bet the under as well, Ben. I think also taking into consideration that, you watch the Thunder play, which I do. I like the Thunder play. I like to watch the Thunder play. If you watch them play, they run like this, pretty like college-like offense where like they don't really have like a true big man. Everybody kind of spreads the floor. So I think that could take Vucevic away from the rim, as far as being able to get those rebounds. I think we saw it yesterday with Embiid. A lot of some of Embiid rebounds were offensive rebounds too. So I would look towards that under 2. I didn't even cap that line, but if it was at 13.5 and I saw it, I'd be betting the under if I had to make a bet on it too. He could get 14 rebounds. The other part of it is that OKC is on the 3rd game in 4 nights, but they're an extremely young team. 2nd night of a back-to-back with travel from Philly to Oklahoma City as well. But they're pretty, they're a solid team. They're a pretty good gang rebounding team. I think they help out on each other. They kind of, make sure they do the fundamental stuff like box out. So I would be looking towards that under as well. I'm not playing Vucevic to do anything that seems, challenging that would challenge him. And I think that would challenge him. He couldn't even score, 21 points the other day when I took him against the Wizards without DeRozan in the game. So looking at his game log, let's see, versus the Thunder specifically.
He's kind of been killing it on the boards lately.
He has been killing on the board. So against in OKC earlier this year, he did have 13 rebounds. He had 15 against them last year. Had 15 twice against them last year. So I guess that kind of talks me off of a tad bit. But when you expect Vucevic to do something, he typically does the opposite. So I still wouldn't take it. I wouldn't, not bet against it, but I'd just be off of it. Vucevic is not a trustworthy guy in my estimation. So in that case, because I'm saying that today, he'll probably end up with 16 rebounds. But if I take him, he'll end up with 5. So I'm not on Vucevic, but if you like him, couldn't talk you off of it. And then the last question, Ben, you was talking about Jamal Murray ankle. Probably got, some around the clock treatment. I would say that the reason why I would look towards his unders because I think the Clippers win this game with defense. I think when Jamal Murray has to when the offense has to run through Jamal Murray specifically, especially with the, he might be feeling the ankle a little bit. Also, I think the Denver Nuggets are being pretty precautious with him, as far as minutes, which is why we don't see him in a lot of back-to-backs, trying to get him ramped up, which makes sense. Reminds me a lot of Klay Thompson when he came back with the Warriors, of course. So I'd be looking towards if I had to make a play on Jamal Murray, I don't even know what his line's sitting there, but I would be looking towards his unders rather than his overs.
And then who do you think Murray's going to guard? And then obviously with Jokic out, right, and Murray kind of banged up, who's taking the load there, right, offensively? Because there's going to be, no matter what, they're scoring 100-something points, so someone's got to score.
Bones, in my estimation, he's the other guy that can create his own shot for me. But the thing with I know you and Cam specifically been like attacking the opposing guard for that the opposing guard that's going to be opposite of Jamal Murray. The problem with that against the Clippers is that like they just have such a well-balanced offense, right? Like I just feel like it could be any of those guys, right? It could be a Norman Powell game, it could be a Morris, Marcus Morris game, it could be a Reggie Jackson game, it could be it could be any of those guys. Kawhi's gonna get his, but I feel like any of those.
Terrence Mann started at the one lately.
Right. Yeah. John Wall. Like, I feel like any of those guys could get theirs. They just move the ball, have a really sound offense. And when they're playing their best brand of basketball, they don't really have one guy that's going for like 40, like on an ideal day, like, PG might have 26. If they had a full squad, PG would have 26, 27. Kawhi would be somewhere close as well, 25, 26, maybe 27. And then they will have, one of those role players score 15. Zubac scored 10, and then like 7 players with like 8 or 9. You know what I mean? Like the Morrises of the world, John Wall. Like I just kind of feel like they're well balanced, and that's what I feel like we see tonight because I do think that they smack up Denver tonight. Yeah, he dropped too. So Ben dropped. He must have got a call or something. But yeah, that's the show for today, man. Appreciate you guys. Hit the like button for me. Subscribe to the videos if you guys haven't already. But I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Anthony Edwards is ruled in with Kyle Anderson and Torian Prince tonight as a game. Oh no, they all game time decisions. So yeah, if Anthony Edwards play, I do like Dream's look at taking his under for sure, because he is a game time decision. So he might try to battle through and play in this one. But I do like the Suns defense to come out with something. So official plays for me, I talked about them already, but I'll give them to you guys one more time. And I did just lock in Nembhard over his 12 and a half points at plus 102. on FanDuel. So Pelicans, Pistons, I'm on the over 232. CJ McCollum over 33.5 points and assists. Strong lean towards Najee Marshall over 25.5 points, rebounds, and assists as well. Nembhard, I'm on his 12.5 points in the Hawks and Pacers game. Knicks, Wizards, strong lean towards the Knicks first half, first quarter as well, but I didn't play either one of those. Spurs and the Warriors, Trey Jones over 21.5 points plus assists. Drop that in the chalkboard earlier. If you guys want the chalkboard link, shoot me a DM. I'll send it to you guys so you can get write-ups for my official plays. Thunder and Bulls. Like I said, I got a good lean towards SGA to go over his points prop, and I think the Thunder keep the game close plus the 4.5, but didn't bet either one of those. Suns and Timberwolves, nothing for me, but I do like I said, I like Anthony Edwards to go under his probably his whole PRA is what I would look at just in case he does well in one of those areas. I would look towards him to go under just because he, like I said, he is not 100%. Magic and the Jazz, nothing for me, but I'll be looking at the Magic early in that one, probably first plus the points in the first quarter or first half, but nothing official. Nuggets and the Clippers, real strong look towards some value still there on the Clippers, first quarter, first half in this spot. Like I said, you still can get that line at -1.5 for the first quarter. You can get it at -2.5 for the first half. You just need the Clippers to be winning by a bucket in each one of those. I think the Clippers come out here, punch early, punch often. The Nuggets probably look like they don't know what happened to them without Jokic on the road as well. Not a spot that they typically do well in. Clippers got major revenge after being down by 40 points at halftime last week against this same Denver Nuggets team without their MVP. And then the Rockets and the Kings, like I said, I'll be looking towards the Kings team total over. And shout out to my guy DJ. He gave out that Rockets team total under for the first quarter, under 28.5. They will not have Kevin Porter Jr. in this game, so it will probably be a little more difficult for them to score the ball. And I can see him going under the 29 points in the first half. So really strong look by DJ, but nothing that I'm official on. Best of luck to you guys. As always, this is not financial consultation. It's a bunch of theory and logic and queries and eye tests, research and data. Bet with your head, not over it, man. We'll be back tomorrow for more NBA. Best of luck to you guys tonight. I'm out.